Nonetheless, and just by our sheer presence here, the Obama team and the campaign will argue Wisconsin is becoming very critical to the news we all want to talk about this morning. The Packers kick off the 2013 preseason tonight, hosting the Arizona Cardinals. First, let's look at the southwest portion of the state, all of these counties that she won. Look at this: Grant County, Lafayette County, Richland County, and Columbia County. Those were counties that Ron Johnson won. They're saying, hey, we'd rather talk to the Wisconsin people than sit here and debate with Republicans amendments they know that aren't going to get passed. You do know that, I mean, you obviously know that was an old proposal of Ryan's and not in his current budget. From here in Light Park to the Main Street Bridge to anywhere on the city deck. As the Des Moines Register says this morning, it is decision day. Then you look at Waukesha County, and that, of course, is a key Republican stronghold for the state. Nearly a week after Wisconsin's historic recall election, the sense here is the Obama team is watching Wisconsin a bit closer. The big question now becomes is how much of an influence regarding policy and money will the Badger State really have? For the first time in our interview Monday in the cabinet room of the West Wing, President Obama addresses the recall and Wisconsin. I'd like to ask you about Wisconsin recalls, the results of those. There are a lot of Democrats in the state who have told me they're upset you did not come to the state and campaign for Tom Barrett.
Well, you know, the truth of the matter is...
The sign outside the city clerk's office warning of no absentee voting this day is just a doormat.
Okay. You're not supposed to hang up.
City Clerk's Office, Linda speaking.
A doormat, too.
It's insanity, pure insanity.
For proof of the 7-day, 12-plus hour work week for this Department of 5.
If you can remember the number, that's helpful. There's going to be 2 wards voting there.
Step inside a few minutes and just watch.
And then pack them, and then we have 2 to 3 of us will be delivering to the different 46 wards.
The first ever Sheboygan mayoral recall is approaching a tab in this office of nearly $40,000 and still climbing, if ensuring a smooth recall primary Tuesday were the only issue.
It's just on the corner of Seaman and Taylor Drive.
Add to the mix redistricting, new ward numbers for Sheboygan voters, changing polling locations for some.
I feel like we're kind of the guinea pig of the state because we're the first election.
In fact, in Monday's Sheboygan Press, the clerk's office published this full-page map outlining the new wards and telling people where to vote to help clear up any confusion.
Just go in on 24th Street, because then you can park in front.
Estimating voter turnout for a historic election is nearly impossible. The more than 300 poll workers will be ready, and again a clerk's office on standby.
It's a huge responsibility. It's huge. So the public is, counting on us to do it, and we're going to do the best we can.
Matt Smith, Action 2 News.
Sure, you're welcome.
Sheboygan.
Bye-bye.
Tonight, Matt Smith begins his Target 2 on Assignment series in Iron County. It's an area that's rich in mining history, left poor decades later when the mines closed.
Stories of our grandfathers sometimes fade away. What's left to tell?
Like, give her hell. You had to make 5 feet a day.
Tom DiCarlo is telling.
January 1st of 1950, I went to mine.
The 86-year-old miner dresses in the best of times.
I tell them what I went through to raise my 3 boys and my wife and pay my bills. I went underground to work.
He dresses for the best of times because Iron County has seen better days.
2 of my grandfathers, both my grandfathers, 6 of my uncles all worked in the iron mines.
Like many along the Gogebic Range, Leslie Colasar's long lineage starts and stops here.
We're old, and we're poor, and we're few in number.
The trains no longer stop outside Hurley, the county seat. Decades ago, trails replaced the tracks that once shipped hundreds of millions of tons of iron ore across the country. The minerals, once rich in prosperity, left only as a guide.
But see, these guys got smart. They got out of here.
Census data shows the drop when the mines brought more than 10,000 people in the 40s. Then the decline from 8,000 to 7,000 to 6,000. Then in 2010, Iron County's population dropped below 6,000 people, less than 6,000 in the entire county.
Maybe we kind of knew it, but when the real numbers hit you, it's like, oh, that hurts.
The elementary school in Hurley sees some incoming classes in the 30s. Not many more graduating in the high school, sometimes half the size of their parents. I want you to raise your hand if you think you will see yourself in this area in 10 years. two of you.
Our greatest export here is our youth, my family included.
There's a lot more jobs in the cities than there is back home. And as you can tell, there's less kids in the classes, there's less parents having kids here, and it's just shrinking.
When he's completed with college, we don't expect him back. And that's tough to take.
In Iron County, those who have stayed make an average $25,000 a year. Tourism and logging provide the few jobs available. The county's unemployed, the second highest in the state.
Lots of people apply for the good jobs around here when they're available.
Since the 1920s, the Liberty Bell in downtown Hurley has maintained a business and kept a family.
We actually both left and went to school, so we chose to come back.
Now, for the first time in decades, hope rises from stories past that the jobs of their grandfathers could once again be theirs.
If there was jobs around here, I'd definitely love to stay just because I love the area.
As the red iron fades, left only to history.
That's the iron ore. So actually this blueprint probably was underground.
A new era of mining could return Hurley's Silver Street to gold.
We got some good talent. The young kids here, they're going to come back.
In Iron County, Matt Smith, Action 2 News. I'm going to start off and get to some breaking news this morning out of the governor's office, where he is telling the Associated Press he plans to veto 57 measures as he signs the state budget into law later today. Investigators are out at Hilltop Apartments in Alloway this week trying to figure out what caused that huge fire back in May. Kristen Allen is live at the scene with more this morning. Hi, Kristen. Catherine and Kevin, good morning to you. Good morning, everyone else. What's described as the strongest typhoon globally so far this year makes landfall in the northern Philippines. Families report 23 fishermen who are out at sea are missing this morning. A member of Green Bay's City Council wants to ban saggy pants from the city's downtown. Alderman David Boyce says those who wear saggy pants are offensive, and he calls them antisocial. This morning, the State Department is ordering non-emergency staff to leave the U.S. consulate in Lahore, Pakistan. Packers fans, hold your breath.
Okay.
He's a Falcons fan, so hence the name Bird Bath, the Atlanta Falcons. But he has a free pool, so don't judge. They had to carry the baby's car seat above their heads through that very deep water. When you look at that, you just think of the first responders and everything they go through when storms like this come through. Phone off.
Oops.
Oh boy, she's getting tweets and texts and
That's
messages.
because I just mentioned
She just got Twitter, and now everyone's blowing up her Twitter page. Michigan's Upper Peninsula will be joining Wisconsin in its wolf hunt this year. The Michigan Natural Resources Commission approved a hunt in the Upper Peninsula running from November 15th through December 31st. It allows killing up to 43 gray wolves in 7 counties. The commission also approved a wolf hunt in May, but a petition for a referendum put that decision on hold. Wisconsin officials announced last month a quota of 275 for the state's second season, with half of the quota going to the Chippewa tribes. All right, so if I'm waking up in Appleton, I look outside my window.
And you're mad.
It's still snowing. As you remember, Rebecca and I did it last year at about this time 1 year ago. Oh boy, there's some practice video of us. The nerves were setting in. So if you're a dancer and watching this morning, good luck.